as well says, y'all bear with me and put my microphone on. Try to keep it under 100. We'll pretend like it's a 80s again. We'll do 55. Had a couple of questions from one of my subscribers and one of the guys that was at the Texas meet. They're really good questions. I don't know that I'm the go-to guy or the professional or whatever to ask, but one of them was basically, I mean, the part of the world we live in, what do we do about water? Are our wells safe? I mean, is there some way you can ensure that, you know, your well's not going to run dry, or stuff like that? The answer is no, your well's not safe. No, there's no way to prevent your well from running dry, especially not the way things are going right now. They're drilling so many wells to harvest fresh water right now that it's not even funny. And the fresh water goes and is disposed of into the oil field, and it never returns. The fresh water they're pulling out of the aquifers never comes back. Okay, it's gone. We can't, economically, the country cannot afford to stop doing it. Okay, so that's something you have to deal with. If you're dependent on a well, a water well, for your drinking water, your cooking water, your bathing water, water, then you need to get a hold of whatever they call it in your area. I should have researched it. We contacted ours. There's actually X number of zones wherever you're at. You know, some places have one zone. There's water here. So if you dig to here, you got water. We actually have 3 zones of available water. We do not utilize the water at 40 foot because, well, truth be known, first it's going to melt all the hair off your body from the chemicals that are in it, and then you're going to get pulled over for drinking water and get a DUI because it's got so much alcohol in it. So we can't use it for 40 foot. You can use it for irrigation and stuff like that. Which they do, because it's actually the most prevalent water, abundant water there is. Y'all pray for me. I'm turning on an intersection that just happens to be the busiest one on this highway. The guy behind me is not gonna do this. It's not. Almost. Ooh, that's close. There's crosses all over because people are just stupid. Speed limit's 75. Doesn't mean you have to do 75 all the time. The brakes work, people. They say anyway. Where were we at? Oh yeah. You have to find out what the water is like where you're at. Just because water is available at a certain depth doesn't mean that's what you want. And just because you hit water at a certain depth, see, we're actually drawing out of 2 of our zones for our water, because to make up for what we could have got from the 40, we had to go to the other 2. And I forget how many gallons a minute. But and that's something else. I mean, how much per minute will your well produce? Because you're not just going down in there, boom, into this tank that's just sitting underground, just holding water. It's actually gravel or sand or porous rock or something like that that has water in it. And you drill a hole in it, the water seeps into the hole, and then you pump the water out of the hole. So how fast does the water seep into the hole? That's all that stuff you need to know about. I think that water catchment systems are prudent irregardless of where you are. Okay. Whether it rains all the time or whether it rains sometimes. Water catchment is one of the most important. I mean, before anything else, before your solar energy. I mean, you can work during the daytime and sleep when it's dark. You don't need light, okay? You don't have to have light to survive. You do have to have water to survive. If you don't have a water catchment system, wherever you're at, the drier it is, the bigger it needs to be, okay? And you're worried about uh, Faraday cages to protect all your high-end electronic devices and uh, you know, thermal scopes and this, that, and everything else, which may and may not work for long after a major event or whatever, then you're wasting your time. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't need that stuff. I really want some of that stuff. I'm just saying that if you honestly believe that there's a possibility of a major collapse in society, then water catchment, because once you catch it, or storage, catchment or storage, if you've got a well and it'll pump enough for 20 families to shower, eat, and drink every day, and you have the property and the funds to purchase and put in underground tanks to fill and store, enough water for 6 or 8 months, then why don't you do that? I mean, wouldn't the $800 for the tank for the water storage be better spent than yet another AR or yet another type of radio or another upgrade? I'm just not digging this 3-inch lift on my truck. I'm going to have to go with 6. Because about half of us don't even think our trucks are going to run when it hits, right? This thing, water, you can't live without it. You can live without also. I can live without this cell phone. You can live without your cell phone. You can live without your computer. You can live without cable TV. You cannot live without water. Okay? That's the left. Don't die.